up right here, pretty bad. But I still want to do some back testing and sort of see where I went wrong. And I'm just doing it publicly, and I'm gonna make a model out of it. But yeah, unfortunately, I'll sign out so the arrows will get out of the way. But yeah, I got chopped up pretty bad on this account. Not doing so well on that one. But I want to break down price and see why it did what it did. So immediately during this sequence in price, we had a 90-minute sequential SMT. So when building a model, you always want to start with the base. And I think for this 90-minute cycle, it's going to start off like this. Let's do SMT. So it's crazy how ES traded back into imbalance in here while Dow was inside of it actually. That's crazy. That's insane. It's basically acting as a zone for consolidation. So this is also, you could look at this as the premium and discount. Mirrored premium and discount, but with wicks. So let me see. We have the 9:30 opening candle here. But this is a hard convincing to sell once we're at market open. But there was red news, and so and I'm sure on the higher time frame, there's probably weekly cycle sequential SMT. Let me check real quick. Give me one sec. I'm just checking the weekly cycle just to confirm. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but there was, I believe, yes, there was. So we also had a weekly cycle sequential SMT that was intermarket. So this was definitely high probability, extremely high probability. So what do? You could take sells out of the candle that the market opened in. So you got the open, the close here of market open. And because it's fair value gap, it's actually high probability. So you just take sells in the imbalance. You can set a limit order at the consequent encroachment or just sell. If it's like trading in, you sell, and then you can take sells. Really on this whole candle. This candle, all of these candles would have been safe bets to take sells at. Even though, yeah, trying to catch, that's the thing with trying to catch the reversal is I was thinking we were going to turn at any, all through here, and we just simply just kept dispersing. Liquidity just kept injecting lower and lower due to the higher time frame sequential SMT that was in the market combined with the red folder news events. So in this case, what do? Instead of trying to catch the reversal, you try to go with the order flow that market has already initiated. And so in the order flow of the sequential SMT, and you just use confluences, use Peter rays. I think we were in higher time frame imbalances. Let me make sure. There was some higher time frame imbalances to make this higher probability. And so yeah, it was a move, and if you're looking to turn this into a model that you can use, the first stage that I would recommend personally, which I'm gonna obviously try to follow this as well. So I'm gonna try to use this and tune it and sort of make it my own, if that makes any sense. First stage. Let's do, well, we already know the model. We don't get to this stage, but the first stage would be just a 90-minute sequential S&P. Because even if it's no red folder news events, and this was also connected to doubling theory, which is why the move was so massive. But we don't really need to add all those confluences because the moves like this only happen a couple times out of the month. And if you want something that works consistently every day, you can't have all of the confluence that this had because you don't have moves like this often. So what you do is you take the important parts and you trim them down to what matters. That you will see consistently, even with sort of choppy or not so good moves. And but for sure, staple is a 90-minute sequential S&T that was present here. And then I'm gonna even put a footnote in this model. I'm gonna put, oh no, hold on, give me a sec. As an option, optional higher time frame sequential S&P / intermarket sequential S&T. makes it higher probability. Not necessary every time, but it will make it higher probability, a higher probability model. A second stage you would be looking for is I guess second stage would be, well, this 5-minute time frame. What would this be? 8:30 candle. 5 minute. Well, it would be intermediate time frame, which is the same time frame you're working on. 8:30 candle. Premium and discount wick crack and correlation. Yeah, we're getting to the bread and butter, baby. We're getting to what really matters. Entry. You can only take your entry off that 8:30. I guess you could wait for PSP as well. Like market opens, you have a PSP at market. Does that 9:30 candle? No, it's not. What do I think? Because you don't, for this sequence and price, you don't need a PSP because you're already dealing with higher time frame ones. You probably see a higher time frame PSP right here. You probably see a higher time frame PSP. So what does that mean? Where price isn't looking for a lower time frame PSP to continue the order flow, and it already is initiating higher time frame ones. So really from here, your entry could be, my recommendation would be after this 8:30 candle has traded into this and on Dow. So it's already doing that by 9:30. Yeah, by 9:30, it's already trading into the premium. While it's at that exact same time it's trading into the discount. You take your entry off either this candle, the 8:30 candle, or the candle that trades into the 8:30 candle. For NQ, it would be you could still take an entry on NQ, but you would need to take it off the candle that failure swung, the same candle that created the turtles or the market structure shift here. So once price creates a market structure shift to the upside here, well, it didn't here, and then price takes its liquidity, and then it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, this was third stage would be, and then even looking at these lows, sort of this, like these, you have a lower low, higher low, higher low. You have a lower low, higher low, lower low, and then here you have like, what is this? A higher low, lower low, and then a lower high. So yeah, this is off. This is this is a microcycle sequence. So this is a market structure shift actually. SMT market structure shift. Because this, yeah, this right here. So I don't know. There's so many different confluences you could use. It's insane, but I'm trying to really just make it simple, just as simple as possible. So then I'll just do this entry. I'll already just give the entry. This one will be short and sweet. Entry will be off of the either the 830 candle, and then you're treating it as a breaker. I'm gonna put breaker in. I'm gonna put breaker in there. But what I mean by it is just you can, as long as price trades into it at all, you can sell. So you can set your limit order to the low, even to the low here. You could set your limit order to the low here, or the consequent, or the I wouldn't be consequent encroachment for the mean threshold here, or if you want to put it even to the high here. Although no, if you're setting limit orders, mean threshold and down, I don't see why, because I doubt price is gonna, like, I guess unless the news distribution was later, like 9 or sometimes 10, then I could see it shooting up, grabbing the liquidity. But since it's at day 30, I believe, that's why this is so significant as well. I want to add something as well to this. I'm going to put keynote. No, well, I want to put optional, but this makes finally entry. What would my entry be? It would be off the 830 candle. Or the candle. So there's two different breakers that you're going to use. There's two candles you're looking at. The 830 candle or the candle that trades into the 830 candle. If you can understand that, you'll understand why I said that. Delete this. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try to make sense of this. There's two breakers, so there's two entries. It's not, it's kind of too much. I'll just put 830 candle. Do it like this, 830 candle breaker. I like that. And essentially what you're doing is you're treating the 830 candle as a breaker so that you'll take orders off of it. And when you see the crack and correlation between how price is trading into that candle, when you see this exact sequence in price where you see price trading into the higher section of the wick of the candle, of actually the entire candle, but more specifically the higher portion of the candle versus here where price only trades into the discount. Well, NQ completely fails to trade back into any of those assets. Or not any of those assets, excuse me, it completely fails to trade back into this candle entirely. High probability for a reversal. So then when you see that happen, you know that you can, if price continues to trade into it, like on ES, it offered 2 entries at 9:15, but more specifically, I like to trade at 9:30 and after. So we'll be at 9:30, you can take an entry, or if you miss the 8:30 candle, you can you can use the candle that traded into the 830 candle. So then in this case, it would be this one. But I'm going to change this back to normal color. Because, yeah, there we go, perfect. All right, cool. So then that would be this one. And also, so NQ didn't trade back into it. NQ doesn't really get a breaker, but I think we can make one if we're creative enough. 930, and then so, yep, with Dow. I don't know why you would trade the Dow, but it's possible. I mean, you don't get anywhere close to a move as you do with NQ and yes. But if you're a savage, I respect it. Honestly, I really do. So you would just use that candle, and then you would use that as your other breaker. So you have two breakers that you get to use basically. And then yeah, you sell inside of it. Just sell anywhere inside, and then you're guaranteed to move on all three assets. So that's the model, guys. Let me see if I can bring it over here so I can kind of might just have to make it, yeah, just lower the, okay, perfect. And then finally, yeah, so for NQ, if you're trading NQ, like I don't even like to click buttons on yes or no. So if you're trading NQ, what you can do is take the candle that traded into the imbalances. And when I mean imbalances, I'm talking about the wicks. I just call them imbalances because that's what correlative theory students refer to the wicks as. They're gaps, you know. But when you see this cracking correlation with the gaps, you just take that same candle and then you use that one for your. So then it would be, yeah, it would be this one right here, 930 candle. And the 930 candle is always just high probability anyway to take trades off of because of the liquidity that's inside of it when you're using it for confluences. So like this is crazy right here that we can use this. The fact that we're allowed to use this is crazy because like you have a 930 minute imbalance, high probability on top of this candle also being the candle that grabbed the 830 wicks, creating the cracking correlation, which is insane. So just all beautiful. Yeah, so if you're trading NQ, you would just have to be looking at ES and Dow as well, and just seeing which ones trade back into this, how they're treating it, what they're doing, and then if you can trust that that sequence is playing out in your favor, then you can treat this candle as a high probability imbalance. Look at the 90-minute sequential SMT, and then if you're watching other cycles, which you probably are, you're looking at the higher time frame confluences, which will give you a high probability trade. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and if you guys have a good rest of your month, man. Keep studying. Let's keep trading. Keep on doing our best to make money for ourselves and for our family and to provide the best life that we can for the